Welcome one and all. Welcome people of Payne County, God's country, America, and all you yahoos out there living on the fringe of society.
The lunatic fringe.
All those people who don't live in Payne County and God's country, America. We are glad you're here.
Welcome.
We're just two priests just pastoring it up here in Payne County.
You haven't even said anything funny, and I just laugh because I just think you're funny.
You know what's funny is that you're abandoning us. Wait, that's not funny. That hurts, O'Brien. We've had this dog and pony show going for, and I lamented about this on
the podcast is a dog and pony show.
No,
I'm the pony.
We have been since 2010. Except for a 6 month
you
gap.
And me.
Yeah,
you and me.
We've just been ministering it up.
There's actually some hilarious pictures of there's one of when we were both brand new seminarians and we're in white starched shirts and ties.
Oh yeah.
That's a classic.
Is that the one in the cathedral with the poster?
There's that one. I think I was in clerics in that one because I was a theologian at that point.
And I had long hair.
The one it's at the old convent, the Our Lady of Sorrows convent in Broken Arrow, R.I.P.
Rip, baby.
It was early. I mean, it was early on. I think it was the first summer. It was the summer we were going to seminary.
Golly. Okay.
Anyway, and then there's a good one of us at in the gym at Bishop Kelly.
Oh yeah,
that's a funny one.
I have on my gray. It was cold out that day, and
we were at a basketball game,
and I realized
pep rally or something.
I realized that during the middle of that, I had dried that shirt because it was made out of cotton, and it was about a half an inch on the sleeves, and around the waist it was about 2 inches too short.
Oh.
Yeah. Anyway, we've had a good run of it, and now you're moving from the Cathedral of Stillwater to also known as the cathedral. That's what people call it. If you in the city of Stillwater, when St. Francis was built, people would say, "Hey, that new cathedral out there," and I would say, "What new cathedral?" Even downtown Tulsa, they call that Cathedral Row, but none of the other churches call themselves Cathedral. But you're going from the Cathedral of Payne County, we'll call it, and we've annexed ourselves. We talked about dioceses a couple episodes ago. So again,
we were going to start our own diocese, but
the bishop we
decided not to.
Yeah,
too much work.
I didn't want to be excommunicated.
Oh yeah,
again.
That too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I got
Well, can I
assignment.
Can I ask the questions here?
I wasn't responding to a question.
It's this past Sunday there was that. Oh no, it was a couple Sundays ago. When was that? The Transfiguration. I can't remember.
Second Sunday of
where it says Peter, his answer is a response to something like either a question or something he heard. There's a little line in the middle of the gospel, and I tried to do some research on that to figure out why that is the case, and I didn't find anything. The Catena. Are you ever read the Catena Aria?
Good story.
Okay. Well, anyway, I digress. Okay, so you got a new job without me.
Why is this about you?
It's not about me. It's just I feel
seems like it is.
There's this. I just feel like I'm being left behind. I'm being left in Payne County alone. I don't know who's going to move into this house.
We don't know who's coming. Yeah.
I don't want to be in the same rectory with someone.
I mean,
I got nothing.
We know it's a priest. Yeah. I mean, it's a priest of our diocese.
Yeah.
So you can just go on the website and look through the list.
People have been asking. They said, who is it?
Oh, I'm sure they are.
And I said,
and people have asked me.
It's bro, I don't know. Anyway, so for the good people of Payne County and our galactic universe who are listening to this amazing podcast, maybe it's increased in Uzbekistan now. We went through the list of people who've been listening around. Maybe Tajikistan. I
haven't looked lately, but
yeah, they probably learn in English.
We found out who the Cayman Island people are.
Oh, who was it?
I'll tell you off air.
Oh, right on. Okay. So it wasn't me.
They identified themselves.
Did they really?
Yeah.
They should take me on a road ship.
They were already back.
Oh, by the time.
They were visiting. They were here. They moved away, and they were visiting recently.
I love that. Okay, I look forward to hearing that. But the Cayman Islands people. Anyway, so you're moving to the cathedral, which when we talked about dioceses a couple of weeks ago, there are some dioceses where there's 2 cathedrals.
Correct.
Like Cape Girardeau. Bishop Rice up in Cape Girardeau, he has one in Springfield and one in Cape Girardeau. And because they're so far apart.
Where I grew up is the Archdiocese of Galveston, Houston. And there's a cathedral in Galveston, and there's a cathedral in Houston.
Because of the distance away?
I don't know if it was distance or just historic. So there are. If you ever see a diocese that's like with a hyphen,
yeah,
the chances are
Oklahoma City, Tulsa.
Well, yes. So yes. So when Oklahoma was all one diocese. There was a cathedral in Oklahoma City, and there was a cathedral in Tulsa. Yep. And then we split, and now we each have one. Although Oklahoma City has Our Lady of Perpetual Help, I think it's called. And then they have the old cathedral, St. Joseph's Old Cathedral.
Oh, the one downtown.
Which is not, it's called Old Cathedral because it used to be the cathedral.
Yeah. That's the one that's down the block from the Murrow building.
Right across the street from the Oklahoma City bombing.
And and in the Archdiocese, it's called Our Lady's Cathedral.
Our Lady's Cathedral.
They have to bow your head.
Oh, is that right?
Yes, at least I curtsy when I say it. Stuff like that. Anyway, so you're moving to Holy Family, and you're going to be the pastor of Holy Family Cathedral.
That's correct. So
the pastor.
So I found out I was moving. You hear rumors here and there. Maybe this is happening. So I got a call. I've talked about this before. Right before Christmas, Bishop said you're gonna move, and I said, where am I going? And he said, I don't know where yet. So then, so that all got announced in early January. So for the past 6 weeks, I've been, sort of in limbo. I know I'm going somewhere, but I don't know exactly where I'm going.
Mm-hmm.
And then same thing, rumor mill, and people are, I know you're going, and I really tried to kind of block that out. Just because it's not, I don't know. It's funny, it's interesting, but it's not relevant in any way. So then on Ash Wednesday, Bishop called me.
What? You kept this a secret from me?
I'm not allowed to tell people.
Oh, yeah. Promise respect and obedience to me and my successors, right?
Yes. So he told me that I was going to go and that I would be moving to Holy Family Cathedral. And so then I had that information for about a week or so. And I actually thought, okay, well, this will all be announced in April because all the priest moves, generally speaking, are announced in the Friday after Easter is kind of when our diocese does that. But then I was talking to, that's right after the bishop called, I spoke with Father Gary Castle, Perkins native and son of St. Francis Xavier, Father Gary Castle. He called me and he said, I think we need to announce you going to the cathedral a little earlier. And I said, okay, because they're in the middle of hiring for their head of school.
Yes.
So Holy Family Cathedral has been around since I need to learn my history. I need to start reading books, I guess. The 1910s, really. And then it has a school. So what's usually been called Holy Family Cathedral School. And about 3 years ago, kind of rebranded, if you will, to Holy Family Classical School.
Oh.
And so Holy Family Classical School had a head of school, and he left in the fall, whatever that was, November, December, something like that. So now they're in the process. They have an interim, and now they're in the process of looking for a new permanent head of school. So that is ongoing. And so Father Castle said, I really want you involved in that. And I said, okay, well, how are we going to do that if nobody knows? Am I just going to start randomly showing up at the cathedral? And he said, no, we're going to announce it earlier. And I was like, okay. So whenever that was, a couple Fridays ago, it got announced. And of course, it was a bigger deal at Holy Family because what was announced was that Father Castle, who's been the rector at Holy Family Cathedral for the last 6 years, 7 years, that he would be leaving. And Father Castle is actually becoming what's called will be the full-time Vicar General.
Yep.
So he's already the Vicar General and Rector of Holy Family Cathedral, and now he's just going to be, not just, because it's a big job, but he's going to be the full-time Vicar General, and then I will take his place at the cathedral.
Okay, here, can I give you I'm going to give you a little history lesson.
Okay.
Construction on the cathedral began in May 23 of 1912, and they had to get permission from the Cherokees in order to build it. William Ketchum, who was the pastor in Muskogee, visited Tulsa, set up the residence. He and his superior bishop, Theophile Marichart,
of Belgium.
Yeah. Were the ones who then began the process.
May of 12, okay.
Yep. And at the start of 1899, a subscription drive raised pledges of $1,400 for the purpose of building a church.
What's a subscription drive?
I have no idea.
Maybe we should do that again because we need a new roof.
So by 1910, the church had outgrown its original capacity, and Father Hiring turned his attention to building a new complex at the intersection of 8th and Boulder.
Oh, so there was a church.
Yeah, at a different location.
Oh, that's kind of like Stillwater.
Yeah.
We had a church and then a church and now another church.
But here's the school history. The history of Holy Family is intertwined with that of the church.
Catherine Drexel.
Yeah, in 1899, Mother Drexel, an heiress to the Drexel banking family in Philadelphia, responded to the quest to providing funds to construct St. Teresa's Institute, the predecessor of Holy Family School. And children of all races were admitted beginning in 1910.
So St. Catherine Drexel had a great heart for what were then known as the Black and Indian missions.
Oh, yeah.
And so she helped found the school in Muskogee and Holy Family and probably some other places. Anyway.
Yeah, apparently there was there's a church that looks just like it because...
Looks like Holy Family?
Yeah, Father Hiring is from like back east somewhere.
He's from Iowa or something.
Yeah. And there's a smaller church, like his home church in Iowa.
Oh, really?
Is like a replica of this. So, okay, now I was checking their website. And, I was digging around to do some little intelligence gathering.
What's the website?
And
Tulsa Cathedral?
We're not going to talk about that. I want you to answer a question because you're a liar right now.
TulsaCathedral.com.
You are not the pastor of Holy Family Cathedral. The bishop.
That is correct.
It says on the website, there's no pastor, there's no title, pastor. Because the bishop is the bishop of the diocese, right? And he doesn't have a church. So the cathedral is kind of his, because we talked about this at one point in time in architecture, that the cathedral is named after the chair of the bishop, the cathedra. But then the associate priest is called the parochial vicar. And the person who's running the church, Father Gary Castle, right now, is not called the pastor. He's not called the vicar. He's called the rector. Okay. I've been a priest 14 years, and I love entomology and etymology.
Yeah, where does that come from?
I have bugs and words.
Did you look it up?
No, I was going to quiz you today.
Oh, this is all like
you
super
don't know
new.
Anything. Come on. Come on, Cletus.
You don't know anything.
Or as we say in Okie, you as dumb as a
right,
rock
the origin,
sitting in front of you. With those two master's degrees, you can hold open a door with your head.
The origin, so it's Latin regere, R-E-G-E-R-E.
Which means like protector or guardian?
It means ruler.
Oh, I was close. Ruler.
So the R-E-C-T is like rect is ruled and rector is ruler.
Oh my gosh. You're the ruler of Holy Family. Let them know that. Put that.
So basically
I'm changing everything from Latin to English around here. And
to make it easy, like being
I just said Father O'Brien, ruler on your business card. The website.
We probably won't do that.
And then we just throw.
But the responsibilities. I mean, basically, I'll be starting in mid-July. I'm the pastor of the parish of a parish called Holy Family Cathedral. In terms of the day-to-day stuff. So strictly speaking, It's the bishop's church, and I help him run it. But and this is true in Tulsa, and this is true in a lot of places. Like our bishop lives in Broken Arrow. His office is in Broken Arrow. He comes to the cathedral for the big thing. So all of like what's actually very interesting, Father Castle told me. I said like, okay, give me like you've been in parishes and you've been at the cathedral. Like what big difference? He said, well, one of the big differences is you don't have anything to do during Holy Week.
What?
And I was like, what? And he said the bishop has Holy Thursday, Good Friday, and the Easter Vigil.
He baptizes the people.
Yeah, it's his. Yeah, a bishop. I mean, this is actually in canon law that a bishop ought not be absent from his diocese during Holy Week.
Shoot, dog.
Holy Week, Christmas, and Pentecost, or something like that. So, like, as long as I'm there, like, I'll never preach the Easter Vigil.
And I'm going to give you one of my greatest lines from the Simpsons TV show ever in history.
My cat's breath smells like cat food. So that's a big. I didn't know you were going to do that. That's funny. That is, yeah. Anyway, that's a big difference. So I will be basically. Even my own family was like, "What's a rector?" I'm the pastor of Holy Family Cathedral Parish.
Yes.
And then I also will oversee the school, Holy Family Classical School.
So do I have to call you Very Reverend Brian O'Brien now and bow my head?
I'm already very reverend because I'm the Vicar Forain of the Western Vicariate.
Oh, who's going to be our new Vicar Forain?
I'm going to be the Vicar Forain.
Well, let's have a mutiny. I want it. We want a new one. Oh, no. Business card. Very Reverend Pastor Overlord.
I just gave Father Kerry my business card.
There's a hyphen after pastor that says Overlord. Is that just like what you give out to everybody? Overlord O'Brien?
That's what I keep in my pocket to give out to people.
Oh, that's nice.
So yeah, anyway, so I will move. Obviously, so I'm leaving the parish here April 16th. And then I'll go on my 3-month sabbatical. And then I'll move back. My first official day at Holy Family will be July 17th.
July 17th. Okay, so you're moving over to Tulsa. Yeah. God bless Tulsa. Okay, geographical boundaries. We always joke about it. Like when we're at a basketball game, we'll be sitting up there watching a basketball game, and you'll say, "Yeah, one of your parishioners down there is not shooting very good free throws right now. You should probably have a talk to him." I was like, I don't even know him.
What game did we go to? We went to the Bedlam. The one that ended in heartbreak, three at the buzzer.
The next day.
So Keon Williams, who plays for OSU, he got poked in the eye or he butted his head or something. And I said, Father Kerry, you don't seem very concerned about your parishioner. Anyway,
it's in my geographical boundaries.
Holy Family does have parish boundaries.
Okay, what are they doing?
And I don't know them exactly, but basically it's downtown Tulsa. So basically, anytime there's like a concert at the BOK,
boom, you should be getting free tickets.
Justin Bieber becomes my parishioner for 3 hours. T Swift comes, boom, parishioner. Then it goes out a little bit beyond downtown. Yeah. So I need to get a grasp on that.
Because there used to be a couple Catholic churches, St. Jude and Immaculate Conception down there that are no longer churches.
So, but the majority of the parishioners of Holy Family do not live downtown.
Yeah, so what are you going to do with that? You're going to just line them all up and say, go to your parishes in South Tulsa?
Well, anybody can go to the cathedral.
Are you going to throw them all out? You should. Be like, listen here, people.
Because actually, strictly speaking, if there was a parish where people really can come from anywhere, it's the cathedral.
So, okay. So if someone is sick and they have to be anointed, just a hypothetical.
Yes.
They live in Beggs.
Yeah.
Down I-75. Mm-hmm. Like there's not a parish between here and Beggs. Okay. Is there? I guess
between Stillwater.
I guess Sepulpa would be St. Bernard's. Those places going south. But if they're your parishioner and they're 40 miles down the road, and they're registered at Holy Family, and they say, I need to be anointed before my surgery tomorrow, what do you do?
I would say, great, come to the cathedral. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, I mean, I think there's a from the priests who are there now, Father Castle, and then Father Joshua Votruba is the associate pastor, and he's going to stay, so he'll be.
Okay.
He and I will work together.
Do you say Uber me up a car and I'll come visit you?
I mean, it's similar to here. We have people that live 40 miles away.
Really?
Well,
ruh-roh.
I mean, the Glencoe, and I mean, there's
Agra?
some maybe not 40, but 30.
Okay.
Anyway, so those would be, I guess those would be my parishioners, and I would go drive out there. So there are some folks who live out in the
hill country,
outside the city,
the hinterlands.
Sure, people from all over.
Whoa!
So that'll be interesting, and that'll be the challenge of just all new people. I do know some people who are there.
I guess you do drive to them. There's that Adam and Maria Bremerkamp. They've been married now. I don't know.
Do they go to the cathedral?
They've been married 12 years now. I think 10 or 12 years, and they got married in Ohio, Mount Vernon, Ohio, which is on the Pennsylvania border. And I drove there to do their wedding, so that was like 17 hours away. So I guess that's a little shorter than 30 miles.
Yeah.
To give somebody the sacraments because they're your parishioner.
Yep.
They were my parishioners to you. Wow.
So I have a lot to learn. I have a lot to learn about, well, first and foremost, about the people and meeting the people. I don't know. I probably know Holy Family is over 1,000 households, similar to Stillwater in that regard.
Okay.
And I don't know. Maybe I know 10% of the families, maybe.
They have an amazing Christmas concert before the midnight mass, so I'm going to be there.
I probably won't have the midnight mass either.
Why not? No, Castle had it this past year.
Oh, he did?
Heck yeah,
Which mass does the bishop do?
I don't know. Probably not the midnight because that guy
he likes to go to sleep early.
Yeah,
because he wakes up early to pray for your. Sorry.
I'm glad he wasn't there then.
Yeah, I mean, so I think so it's a beautiful church. If you've never been to the cathedral, you should go today or wait until July 17th, and I'll be there.
Oh yeah.
It's a beautiful church. It's in the heart of downtown. So that'll be a new thing. I mean, there'll be a lot more. I mean, my room basically backs up to
50 acres right now.
Well, now,
like backs up to 50 acres behind us.
My room at the cathedral, though, will back up to
Boston.
No, whatever the street between Boulder and Denver is. But anyway, it's a thoroughfare.
Yeah.
And there's, a pretty heavy homeless population.
Ambulances going by, cop cars.
Yep. So it's definitely a louder place, more active in terms of, I don't know if they're more active in terms of sort of programs and things. I mean, I think we hold our own with anybody. But it's a very locked down. So basically, like there's Mass. They open the church, 20 minutes before Mass. And then 10 minutes after Mass, they lock the doors. Just for safety reasons. And especially because there's a school. There's 200 kids.
Because there was that incident, like, what is that, a year ago?
And I think there's incidences kind of regularly.
Yeah, because they have a full-time cop down there.
They do, full-time security. So imagine if we had that here, people would be like, what are you doing, man? What a waste of money.
Yeah,
we do hire security for larger events sometimes, but anyway, it's a different environment. So it's back in Tulsa, back in the big city.
And tell us about this rectory. People look at our rectory and they go, "You guys live in a mansion." And it was, what's funny is that for almost 3 weeks in a row, our house has been full of guests, priests coming in. The Jesuits were here. The Skull of Jean de Brebeuf. There was a mission here. There was more priests that showed up. There was priests that showed up. There's priests that showed up, for different things. Your rectory, this one is a 6-bedroom. 6-bedroom?
No, more. I think it has 9 bedrooms.
What?
It's bigger. It's bigger than this. There's 4 floors.
And how many priests live there?
I think when I move in, there will be 7.
7 priests live. So it's you, the
Me?
bishop.
No, the bishop doesn't live there.
Oh, well, that's nice.
Bishop lives in Broken Arrow.
Does he really?
Do you not know that?
I did. I guess I did know that.
You've been to his house.
It came out of my mouth.
So I'll live there. Father Castle is going to stay.
Oh, you gonna boot him out of his room?
No, he's going to stay put.
Give him the smallest room, little cubby hole at the top.
Father Joshua Truba lives there.
Yeah.
Father James Porter.
Oh, JP3
of blessed memory.
Who's a priest at TU, pastor at TU.
John Fincher. Father John Fincher.
Chaplain at Bishop Kelly High School.
Father Zui Nguyen.
Our vocation director.
And then I think I'm told there's another priest that's moving in.
Is it me?
I don't know.
You need to keep a room open because I'm a pit stop in town and I don't have a place to stay.
Okay.
Let's sleep on the floor at Holy Family Cathedral.
No, there'll be one guest room.
Oh, Gallus lives there.
Oh, and Gallus, that's 8.
He needs to give up his room while he's not there.
So that's 8 priests. And so then I think there's 9 rooms. So there's 1 guest room.
And that's for your old pal.
I'm moving into the community room.
People are going to be coming playing Scrabble in there when a Battleship.
If they want to have low self-esteem.
And they get torched with your words.
So yeah. Anyway, that's what is happening. I would say I'm excited. I'm not excited to leave Stillwater. It's a very mixed. I'm not excited to leave Stillwater. That is coming up dramatically, sort of close. We're basically, 5 weeks out.
What? Oh, dang. Because you're leaving after Easter.
April 16th.
And Easter Sunday.
I'm going to celebrate the midday mass on April. I want it's not what I want, but I like that the last thing that I do here will be celebrating mass, and then I'll get in my car and drive to Houston.
And then you're Hasta mañana.
Yeah. So that's coming up. So I would say I'm still very focused here. We're working on the old church. We got a Catholic radio approved.
Oh yeah.
We should talk about that maybe on the next.
Then we got other stuff to talk about.
You
get new stained glass windows going in the church.
There's weddings. So I think there's 3. We have 3 weddings in 5 weeks. The stained glass window project is moving on. I'm not super involved in that. That's moving along without me. And then just the regular stuff of the parish, Lent, confessions, all
Holy Family is the
Oh
central hub.
my gosh,
of confessions.
Holy Family confessions are a beast.
Yeah,
that'll be
people.
I think this that will not be new. I mean, that will.
Yeah,
I think that will be a beautiful. But people come from all over the city.
Yeah.
To the cathedral for confession.
Can I throw out a little warning to everybody? Listen here. Being confessions, Father O'Brien has a whiteboard, and he writes on the whiteboard who is hearing confessions, what language it's being spoken in, and when it starts and when it ends. So if you really, we did that episode of what priests, annoying things priests do.
Yeah.
One of the things that is just heartbreaking to a priest is when people show up, you're hearing confessions and then you're like, I can't hear any more confessions because I have to get my mind and my heart disposed to celebrate the sacrament
of the Holy Eucharist. So I think the culture, it seems to be, the culture at Holy Family is there's a mass. So there's mass every day, Monday through Friday at 12:05. And I think the priests hear confessions up till
12:03.
And I'm certainly open to new ways of doing things, but
There's a whiteboard.
I don't want to do that. I mean, I would say I'll hear confessions up until noon.
Yeah.
But then there has to be, for the spiritual good of the priest and the people who are about to attend the mass and assist at mass, that the priest has to have a few moments to recollect, get dressed for mass.
Yeah.
And then begin mass in an orderly and beautiful way. So anyway, those are things that we'll figure out. But yeah, I really
your whiteboard is coming with you.
I really want to bring my whiteboard, but it doesn't belong to me. It belongs to the parish here.
How about we just get you a rolling whiteboard? You write it in big letters so people can't miss it.
I think it's helpful for people in line to say.
I made one and it works.
Yeah.
Hey man, congratulations on being Vicar Rector of the greatest cathedral in the entire world.
It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. But let's enjoy our time.
St. Peter's is not a cathedral. Oops.
What?
Oops.